Hi, I'd like to welcome you to our virtual back to school night. I'm Roxanne Martin and I teach eighth grade English. I've got about 5 minutes to give you an overview of my class, so I'm going to do the best I can at that, but know that I have a much longer, more detailed syllabus posted in Otis. And then you can also email me if there's a question you have or something you want me to know. I'm available by that. Let me start by introducing myself. I have bachelor's degrees in English and journalism with an emphasis in creative writing. I've taught at IDE for 16 years. I've taught seventh and eighth grades. I've taught honors and intervention writing, the English language students, and I've also taught magazine and newspaper. And prior to teaching, I was a newspaper reporter for 10 years, covered criminal justice. And I feel like what it is I learned in that first career has really helped me with teaching career. What I did as a reporter is I learned how to listen and gather information, seek out information, practice empathy, assess bias and credibility, and then synthesize all of that and communicate a message. And it's exactly what it is I try to teach my kids to do in our class. So let me give you an overview of our units. I, of course, don't have time to go over each one of these individually, but at a glance, you can kind of see what to expect. We've identified Common Core standards for every single unit. And of course, we've also identified IB, ATL, or learning skills for each one as well. And all that's laid out in the syllabus. And also, just for communication, prior to each unit, I'm going to either email families or at least post and outline so that you know what it is we're learning, what resources we're using, and things like that. So you can be expecting that. Um, in all of them, we focus on finding relevant and engaging text. So, in addition to our Springboard textbook, we expose kids to newspaper articles, New York Times, CNN 10 for kids. We have documentaries and podcasts, just various things that further kids' interests in the topics. And we, of course, give some sort of official school-like 5-paragraph essay assignments to get them ready for high school and college. But there's in IB a really big emphasis on authentic writing tasks. So we have that for every unit, and that's also in the syllabus. All these units can be done virtually. I've gone through all of them, and I feel like there's not really going to be a problem. Last year, when we left in March, we were in a storytelling unit, and I put a picture right there. That's just a student who recorded herself saying her story. She had created a stage, a microphone out of paper towel tubes. So left to their own devices, kids can get super creative, even beyond the expectations. And I think technology can even sometimes make it more fun for kids. It's different. They're going to be learning too. So I'm looking forward to the year. Um, okay, key differences. I'm sure we are going to find key differences between a traditional year and this year. But as much as possible, I'm going to keep the content the same. I've gone over my units, as I said, and I've chunked them a little bit differently. I've chunked them in shorter bites to make it more manageable for kids, adjust some pacing. But overall, what they were going to get in a brick and mortar classroom is what I'm going to give them online. Main difference is going to be format. As you will hear over and over, all days, every single class period is going to meet live at first. Some days I will stay on the entire period with students, and some days we will start live, but then we will leave for them to do some independent work. Some days I might schedule half the class to meet with me the first half of the period, second half of the class to meet with me the second half of the period. So I do hope to settle in on a schedule within the first several weeks of school, but I've got to try various things to see what works. But no matter what it is I do, it will be clearly marked in a weekly agenda that I post. So kids always know what to expect and where to be. That weekly agenda will look something like this. If you see here in blue, I will include a Zoom link meeting. Just for easy access there. And I will also detail what's going to be live versus what's going to be independent work. So they're always welcome um, to reference that. And also, I don't have a class if they can't find my Zoom link, so I have put them all into a Google Calendar, just multiple places they can find where to be. And if they don't know how to use Google Calendar yet, they will soon learn as they learn Otis. And in no time, I'm sure they're going to be experts in teaching me. So as far as materials go, I'm sure most of you picked up your Springboard textbook. If not, there's another pickup on Saturday for that. We will also be reading several novels throughout the year. and I will be reading different novels with different classes. So I don't want to really go over those. But I will say that we don't have enough paperback novels to give to every student. So what I'm going to be doing is on Monday, I'm going to be emailing a letter to all families, seeing if anyone can purchase one or more novels for their kids. If they can't, we will find a way to get them. Have another pickup day for novels. But we thought it was really important for kids to get their eyes off screens and read a paperback book. We do have a fallback of PDFs or online versions, but I think getting eyes off screens as much as possible is important. So we're going to try to go that route of getting paperback books for everybody. So any help that you can provide would help us. And then in addition to that, I'm asking kids to have a spiral notebook, just something that is bound, easy to access at the workspace all the time so they stay organized. Highlighters, pens, pencils, of course. Um, I put paper planner recommended, just something to write down all their assignments. If your student is super techie, by all means, maybe they can stay organized online. But I think some kids have to write things down because there's a whole lot of things coming to them at once. So you know how best your kid learns and gets organized. So whatever it is you think will help them is good with me. My expectations for the year, I really need and want kids to be in Zooms every single day. If that's a problem, please communicate that with me. Um, I mean, a lot of students, a lot of adults have been disconnected the last several months. And I think it's really important that we come back together and learn as a group, small groups, whole groups. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also looking forward to kids being engaged when we're together. There is nothing like being on a Zoom with 30 kids and feeling like you're talking to yourself. So part of my job is getting them engaged, but I'm wanting students to participate and to make the class more fun for all of us. Just doing all the assignments the best that they can. That work completion is really important. Effort is really important to me. And then communication, of course, if there's confusion, questions, problems, anything like that. I think it's going to be a year of understanding, of flexibility, of adapting, of change, and just everyone doing the best it can to make this a really good year. I'm looking forward to it. I hope the kids are too. I hope you are too. If you need anything at all, I will have set office hours from 8 to 9 on Friday mornings. So I will always be available for you to meet with me at that hour by appointment. But if that doesn't work, especially mornings are good for me. Any other day, I will try to make arrangements to do that. So do not hesitate to reach out.